Okay, so it's 6 and we'll start. So basically today's webinar is on CMT orientation. Basically, CMT is the Chartered Market Technician program, and it's conducted by the organization called CMT Association, which is based in New York, US. Okay, so we'll go through this one by one. I will request all of you to keep your questions. You can write down the question in the chat box, and I'll answer them at the end of the presentation so that my continuity doesn't get disturbed. Okay, most of your questions will be answered within the presentation, but still, if you have some questions left, you can ask them basically after the presentation or in between also. But just wait for me to complete the presentation. That will be better because I assume most of your questions will be answered. Okay, so we'll start. Basically, CMT Association is the conducting body of the CMT exam, and it's a 50-year-old organization which has credibility and it is recognized in around the world. The CMT designation is the highest designation in the education of technical analysis worldwide. So once anybody does this, he has the highest ranking all around the world, not only in India, but he is recognized around the world. The basic knowledge domains of CMT will include risk management, quantitative system development, portfolio management, applied behavioral finance. It will have many more topics other than technical analysis. Technical analysis is only just one part of all these, and portfolio management is also important. Asset allocation is important. So that all will be covered as we go forward in the full program of CMT. The presence of CMT association is in 137 countries as of now, and there are 36 active chapters. In India, we also have one chapter. It's based in Mumbai, and there are other chapters also in India. There's a chapter in Hyderabad. There's a chapter in Delhi. So all those are active because of this pandemic. Maybe not all are active as of now, but they were active before the pandemic. So as soon as the things become normal, we assume that all these will become active. There are around 135,000 participants annually which give these exams all around the world. So it's not something which is like only few people are doing. It's been recognized by all around the world. And we go about the CMT program. So it's basically it starts with level one, which is the basic and the like introduction to technical analysis, and then the basic study material is around 628 pages, and minimum study requirement is around 40 hours to 100 hours, which is recommended by the CMT Association. Okay. And then level two is basically the integration of technical analysis, which is curriculum is around 815 pages and it takes around 60 to 120 hours to finish that curriculum. Okay, but these are minimum. You have to understand that it's not that this is enough. I think for as Indians, we may need little more time than this, which is recommended by the CMT Association. And then level three is basically theory and analysis of technical analysis. It's basically the execution and the implication of TA. It will need around 60 hours to 140 hours, and the study material is around 911 pages. Yeah. The exams are offered twice a year, June and December. So June exam have just been done yesterday. I think yesterday was the last day of June exam, and now the exams the next exams will be held in December. I think the dates are declared, and it is around from 2nd December to 12th December. In that 10 days range, the exams will be conducted. So this program is CMT is a professional designation, So anybody who does it is recognized all around the world. It confirms proficiency in technical analysis. So once you have done with CMT, it is well known that you are an expert in technical analysis. The program is having 3 levels and which is offered twice in a year. This year the exam will be held now in between 2nd December to 12th December. CMT Association is a governing body which administers the exams. Every year the program sees a minor revision. Like this year in January there was a revision. There were around 2 chapters removed from the CMT syllabus and 5 new chapters were added. It's around revision is around 10% each year, and the major revision is done in around 5 years interval, which happened in 2015.
Participant has joined the meeting.
So, the curriculum will make sure that the practitioners are able to apply technical analysis with discipline and objectivity. So that is very important that the the rules of technical analysis should be applied with discipline. Otherwise, it will not have enough advantage. Okay, one second. And the best part about CNT curriculum is that it removes subjectivity, and there is no subjectivity bias in the entire process. Illustrate the complementary nature of technical analysis with other disciplines. So another important concept is that technical analysis is not a substitute for other analysis. It is basically more of complementary in nature. It can be applied along with fundamental analysis, can be applied with quantitative analysis and even macroeconomic analysis. In fact, if you go into the curriculum of CMT, a lot of concepts are from fundamental analysis, like CAMSLIM is there. It's although it's not described in detail, but CAMSLIM is mentioned in the curriculum. Even quantitative analysis approaches have been mentioned, like a lot of ratios and like Z score and other quantitative analysis are also there in CMT curriculum. And of course, macroeconomic also is there in the curriculum, like interest rates and inflation. All these are covered in the curriculum by itself. So it's a holistic curriculum which involves all these also. But although the main focus is there on technical analysis and risk management, equip CMTs with the ability to apply technical analysis as a means of risk management in the portfolio context. So in the curriculum, we cover risk management not only on stock basis or the security basis, but we also cover the risk management of the entire portfolio. And it gives us discipline and the systematic approach to understand the supply and demand in liquid markets. And it can be applied to all asset classes. It's not necessary that we have to do it on only equities or particular or commodities. It is basically applicable to all asset classes, including equities, commodities, currencies, even real estate. Now there are REITs available, so we can even apply technical analysis on REITs. And of course, there are other asset classes like Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, where also these concepts are applicable. A bachelor's degree in finance, business, or economics is the minimum requirement. So, to get the CMT designation, you will have to be at least a bachelor. You can be a bachelor in finance or business or economics or in any field. Even if you are bachelor in science, that is also enough. You can still give the exam, and you can also get the designation. One more important thing is that you don't need to have the degree before giving the exam. You can, if even if you are studying right now, the only problem will be that you'll have to pass your bachelor's degree before getting the certificate of CMT association. Otherwise, you can give all the three exams. Even if you are not a bachelor, still you can give all the three exams. Only while certification, you will need the degree of bachelor's. So basically, there are three levels in CMT. The first is the introduction, level one, which we'll be talking more about level one because I assume most of the participants here have not cleared level one. That is, I will be focusing majorly on level one. Level two, level three will be there after you clear level one. So in level one, we basically the basic focus on theory, history of technical analysis, how the charts are constructed, how we can define trends, and how we can use patterns to take entry and exit signals. Also, advanced concepts of charting and trend analysis are discussed in level one. Markets and market volatility is also covered in level one itself. Behavioral finance, some part of behavioral finance, like the basic concept of behavioral finance, is covered in level one. And we start with the basic statistics of technical analysis in level one. It will not be a very advanced statistics, but the basic statistics that will lay the foundation for level two and level three, and the perspective of technical trading systems that will also be shared in level one. Level two will be mostly of theory and analysis, which will again have chart development analysis. It will also have volatility measures and uh, for today's financial market. Behavioral finance will also be covered in level two, and statistic applications of technical analysis will be covered, but it will be in detail in level two. Technical methods and market selection, designing and testing technical trading systems will be there in level two. So we will be discussing more about strategies and systems in level two. Then in level three, it will be the integration of technical analysis, the risk management part, the asset allocation, asset relationships, the correlation between the assets, portfolio management, behavioral finance, and uh, volatility analysis and classical methods will also be covered in level three. In level three, we'll also have relative strength discussion, and narrative three is more about like risk management and intermarket relationships also will be there in level three. So why one should do a CMT program? Okay, so basically everybody is looking about jobs or how they can increase their earnings somehow, right? So by after being CMT, you can become an independent trader, or you can also be an options trader. Uh, you can become a risk manager with various organizations. Uh, Fund managers are generally the people keep CMTs as fund managers, hedge fund managers, and you can develop trading strategies. They can become trading strategists. Like I am basically a trading strategist. Okay. Also, you can become a, fund manager or an analyst. Many brokerage firms require analysts, so you can get those recruitments. You can also become a mentor, like I am a mentor as well, and you can become an author. You can write a book after learning CMT and technical analysis in depth. You can become an author as well. Some CMTs have also invented their own indicators. They have their own unique trading methodology, which they have created. So they have been known for those things. Okay, one can become a system designer. Even people have made softwares like technical analysis software and mobile applications. on technical analysis. And if you remember, if you know Prashant Shah, he's the owner of Define Edge, and he has developed a software called Define Edge. Right? Sorry, Trade Point. Trade Point is the name of his software. And Shubham Agrawal, he has made a mobile application and called Concept. So he's also a CMT. So all these are venues which are available for the CMTs, and who all appoints these CMTs are basically exchanges, even hedge funds. Now there are a lot of hedge funds in India, which are not very well known, but not many people know them about them, but they are there. Okay, they basically work in silence. They do not come forward, but they definitely appoint CMTs and technicians. Brokerage firms always require CMTs for giving calls on the market. Even now, channels like Bloomberg and CNBC hire CMTs for giving advice on their channels. Okay, there are trading groups who employ CMTs. Even other financial companies and institutions hire CMTs, like LIC hires CMTs. Even State Bank of India has appointed CMTs for the treasury, for fixed income. An organization like Bloomberg, Reuters, they also appoint CMTs. Okay, so the world is big enough, and there's a lot of work to be done. The top employers of CMTs around the world are Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Fidelity, Thomson Reuters, Bloomberg, UBS, Credit Suisse, TD Ameritrade, Barclays, Ned Davis Research. So these are the top employers of CMTs. These professionals use mathematics and data for and analytic techniques to manage risk and to chart existing market prices to show trend and future pricing. So basically, their job is to see the data and do analytics and manage risk and try to find trends and take trades based on them. The opportunities, elements, and the rewards are great. Who should attend the CMT course, basically? So anybody who is willing to give CMT level 1 exam in 2021 or even 2022 June, if you are thinking, you can still take the course. Those who are willing to learn technical analysis or systematic trading and investing. So anybody who doesn't wants to give the exam but still wants to learn only technical analysis, but he wants to learn in detail, then also he can join CMT program. Okay. So the level 1 program will be the introduction to technical analysis. What does it like that the CMT association tries to assess your capability of recognition of patterns and basic concepts of technical analysis. They expect you to remember the definitions of major points in the curriculum which are there. Okay. And the basic understanding of concepts in technical analysis. So there are a lot of concepts in TA. So you have to have the basic understanding. We do not expect you level 1 student to be an expert in technical analysis, but the basic understanding has to be there of technical analysis after when you are giving the exam. So the total reading material of level 1 is around 628 pages. This will be requires around 100 hours of time. This is minimum what we'll say. Okay. It consists of the exam will have around 120 multiple choice questions, and there will be 12 additional pre-test questions. So there will be total 132 questions that will be multiple choice questions. So there will be 4 options, and you'll have to select one of them. Exams are conducted at a Prometric Center currently situated at Goregaon West in Mumbai. So basically, if you are in Mumbai, then the center is at Goregaon West. And there are other centers in Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, and Calcutta. So if you are in any of these cities, it will be near to you. And if you are not in these cities, then whichever city is closer to your city, you'll have to go to that city to give the exam. Or now they have come with a proctor exam, uh, with which you can give the exams at your home also. But there are certain rules which you'll have to follow. I would not recommend that, but if like because of this pandemic, people were forced to give exam from their homes because they didn't wanted to go out, so that option is also available. The best part about CMT is that there are no negative marking, so you do not need to worry about like if your answer is wrong, at least it will not be marked negatively. The exam time will be 2 hours for the entire test. So within 2 hours, you have to answer 132 questions. That is like less than 1 minute for each question. Your target should be to get at least 75% marks, because I've seen people who have got 71, 72% also have failed. So basically, they do not declare what percentage is required to clear CMT level 1, but the general what I have seen in last 5 to 6 years, I've been coaching for almost 6 years now. I started in 2015. So I've seen that anybody who gets more than 75% marks, I've never seen anybody failing if he has got 75% mark. So your target should be at least 75% if you are getting giving level 1. And the candidates may sit for one exam each administration. So you cannot sit in basically level 1 and level 2 together. Okay, you will have to give level 1 in December, and then you can give level 2 in June 2022, and then you can give level 3 in December 2023, sorry, 2022. So by December 2022, you can clear all the 3 levels. So basically maximum, like not maximum, but like minimum requirement is like 1.5 years. You cannot clear CMD less than 1.5 years. So if you start from today, you can expect that maximum you can clear level 3 by December 22. There's no limitation on candidates' ability to retake exams. So you can give the exams n number of times. There's no restriction for that. There's no time limit for a candidate to pass the subsequent levels. So there's no limitation that you have to pass the exam in one attempt or two attempt or three attempts. There's no such limit. You can take n number of tests. Obviously, it's not in our interest to give multiple times because it costs us every time. If you are a CFA charter holder, then you are exempt from the CMT level 1 exam. So you don't need to give level 1 exam. You can directly give level 2 exam. Okay. But you should be a charter holder, not just clearing CFA is not enough. You should get the designation. Then you are exempted from level 1 exam. So everybody asks like how much what is the charges for CMT? So this is the chart structure of CMT level 1, 2, and 3. So for level 1, you'll have to pay initially an enrollment fee, which is $250. Everything is in dollars. Okay. There are two options available for you. Either you can be a member, or you can also give exam being a non-member. It's totally your choice. So if you are a member, then you'll have to pay $325 for membership, and this will be an annual membership. So you don't need to give it again for level 2. Exam fee in that case, if you're a member, then it reduces to $295. So total you have to pay $870 for level 1. But if you don't take membership, then enrollment fee remains the same, but exam fees increases to $470. And the total will become, for a non-member, it will be $720. So the difference between these two is $150. But this level two, when you go to level 2, You don't need to pay annual fee because that will be zero because this exam can be done in 6 months, right? So the exam fee for a level 2 member is $495, and for a non-member it will be $670. So here you save $175. So here you sorry here you save $150. Here you have to pay more. If you take non-member, then you have to pay $175 more. And in level 3, if you are a member, then you have to pay again. You will have to pay the membership because 1 year will be completed. So $325 again, and $495. So total you have to pay $820 for level 3. And if you don't take a membership, then you have to pay $670. So there you again save $150. Okay. And these rates are basically only up to 8th August. Sorry, 9th August. Okay, if this is the early registration, which will start from tomorrow. Okay, as of now the registration has not started, so it will start from tomorrow, 15th June, and the early registration will end at 9th August. So these rates are as of 9th August. If you delay, then it will rise by $100. Between 10th August to 4th October, it will be additional $100. So this will become 720, and this will become uh, uh, eight $970. Okay, and that same way it will be for level 2 and level 3. Okay, and if you are not decisive, and if you are late, then after 5th October, then the fees will rise, and it will be a late registration. Then for level 1, it will increase by $300, and for level 2 and level 3, it will increase by $400. Okay, the curriculum cost is $225 if you buy it from the CMT Association, or Willy is the official publisher of the curriculum. So that costs around $225. Okay. So a little bit about myself. I will be the trainer for all the 3 levels. Okay. I'm a chartered market technician, and I have little experience about financial markets. I'm also the co-founder of Devniti Consulting, Algo Convention, and Economist Edge. I've designed various trend following systems and algorithms using technical analysis and for stocks, indices, and futures market. I'm a trader and an investor. I do trading as well. In futures, I have systems which are trade on futures, and I also do long-term investing using technicals only. I don't use any fundamentals. I've been profitable since 2017, and I've made a CAGR of around 42% in these 5 years or 4 years, whatever. I'm basically specialized in risk management and position sizing techniques. I do build systems and investment models on various asset classes, including Indian equities, currencies, commodities, derivatives, and US equities. And I've been running these systems live on my personal account. So I have a practical knowledge as well as the theoretical knowledge. I've also been as faculty at BSc Institute for certificate program on technical analysis, and I've mentored numerous CMT aspirants for all the 3 levels. I've been doing it along with the Vantage Institute of Financial Markets, and also I also conduct seminar and workshops on systematic trading, and I'm very passionate about disciplined trading and objective technical analysis. Okay. And why should you register with Dravniti and Vantage for the CMT program? Basically, we have 13 years of trading and investing experience. I've been coaching for almost 7 years now. As I said, I started in 2015 as a coach, and my total approach is systematic and objective. I do not like anything which is subjective. Yeah. Um, we have trained more than 100 CMT candidates till now. In fact, more than that. And we provide all the study material required, which will include short notes, and sample question papers. Even we give the recordings which will be available on for viewing. It will not be available for downloading, but you will get all the videos will be available, and you can videos n number of times. We coach for all the three levels, so we do not leave your hand in between. So there are many other coaches which will train you for level one or level two, but most of them do not coach for level three. Okay. So with us, you can be rest assured that you will be trained for all the three levels. Our study material and our training is for almost 90 hours, which is 4 hours each week for almost 5 months. So it starts from 3rd July. So from 3rd July till the mid of November, it will be almost 4.5 months of training. Each concept will be taught with examples on a software called Dummy Broker. And we have coded a lot of indicators which are not there in even you will not get these indicators on the in the curriculum also. They've just mentioned about these indicators, but we show these indicators practically, and we show them on charts. All these concepts are discussed and for better explanation and understanding. All the sessions will be recorded, and they will be also they will be live, but they will also be recorded, so you can also attend them if you are not able to um, uh, view them on at that particular time. You can always see the recording. You can attend in person or watch them from the comfort of your home or office. All the sessions are recorded unless there is a technical failure which we cannot which is out of our control. Sometimes it happens, but we have the old lectures of old batches, so it's never that we do not have a particular concept covered, so we can old recording which will be almost the same. It will not be a different concept, so you can watch them even if you are not available on that particular day, and you can watch them any number of times. There's no limit to that. There's a full support for the exams. Till you pass the exam, you do not need to pay coaching fees again. So even if sometimes it happens that you enroll for the like December exam, but you're not able to give December exam, then you have extended it to July 22. So you can attend the next batch live sessions also, or you can see the recordings. Both options are available with you. You do not need to pay us again. Once you have paid us for level one, you do not need to pay us again for level one. Okay. These are we are fully available on phone and WhatsApp. For any doubts, you can WhatsApp me. You can call me and ask if you have any doubts. Okay. Basically, what we do is that we make a WhatsApp group of all the parties, of all the candidates, and they can also like discuss among themselves. They can be friends among themselves, and I will also be there in the WhatsApp group. So anything, any doubts, if one person has a doubt, everybody gets the solution for that. Okay. We also provide support for CMT sponsors. So after you clear all the three levels, uh, you'll need three sponsors which are CMTs. So we will help you in procuring them. You don't need to worry about the CMT sponsors. Okay, we'll take care of that. We also provide job assistance, but we do not give any job guarantee. So generally, we have tie-ups and links with a lot of people in the market. So if there's any requirement, we put it in our WhatsApp group, and people can apply. The candidates can apply for the job, but we do not give any job guarantee. Okay. And you can apply. So generally, there are around 15 to 20 participants for all the three levels. So you can interact with your among yourselves, and you can also interact with other candidates which are for level one and level two and level three also. So if you have any difficulties, somebody is always there to help you. The next batch is starting from 3rd July. That will be online, and it will be on Saturdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Okay. You can get more details on our website www.pdf/cmt.pdf. Okay, so you can download this PDF and you can get a detail about CMT level 1, level 2, and level 3. Our training fees is for level 1 is 35,000 plus GST of 18%. Okay, and if you make the full payment by tomorrow, then you get a early bird discount of 10%. You can put this code early bird on this payment link, okay, and you directly get a 10% discount by putting this promo code. Okay. So as I've said, I've written down this. Yeah. I'll answer your questions as like once this one first part ends, there are basically three parts in this presentation. So once the first part ends, then I'll answer some of your questions, and then we'll go to the next part. Okay. So there are some study traps which one should avoid. Basically, most of the candidates are already working somewhere. They're already using some part of technical analysis. So there are some biases which come in while you are using technical analysis yourself. Okay, so because it's not in a disciplined manner, so you have to like avoid these things, and there may be some gaps within your understanding of concept and the understanding of the CMT curriculum. It's not that anyone is good or anyone is bad, or anyone is right and anyone is wrong, but like there can be some differences, and there can be some gaps within them. Okay, so they have to be covered. Your understanding may be
Participant
different,
has
and
left the meeting.
your understanding may be different, and the expectation from the CMT association may be different. So we have to bring that together, because you have to answer based on their expectation, not what you think is right. Okay, you may be right, but then what they are thinking, we have to answer according to them. Approach your studies with the assumption that there are potential gaps in your knowledge, and be eager to discover, learn new concepts, tools, and concepts that can improve your professional performance. So you'll have to approach the curriculum with an open mind, and accept whatever is there in the curriculum. Okay. The second trap is thinking that you have cleared other exams like CFA. CFA and other
A
exams can be very
participant
different
has joined the
from
meeting.
uh, CFA and other exams can be very, very different from CMT, because CMT is a lot practical. It's the if you understand that technical analysis is more about practical things. It's not there is theory in this curriculum, but then the most part is practical, right? So it's very different from CFA. In CMT, you cannot clear if you are a good if you can mug very well, then it is not a good thing. Basically, you should be have the understanding of concepts. That is very, very important. If you mug, then you will not clear CMT any of the levels. Okay. In CFA, maybe if you mug, you may still clear, but in CMT that will not work. Okay. And the third trap is that assuming you are ready about and you have read all the program materials, and so if you think that you have read the entire curriculum of CMT, you'll clear the CMT level 1 or level 2, level 3. It may not happen, because the material are basically the recommendation, and but the questions can be there related to those areas and those concepts, but it can be very twisted. The questions can be very, very twisted. So if you are not clear with the concept, even if you have read the book, it may not help you. Okay, so you have to go with a very open mind, and you have to understand the concepts, and not that reading book 10 times will help you, obviously it is good to read it as many times as possible, but then you have to understand the concept, not try to mug the book. That will not help. So there are two basic ways of studying. First is the linear study. Basically, we start with chapter one and then go to the last chapter, chapter by chapter. This will take the most time, but this is the most effective. And basically, we recommended this. We recommend this method that you reach each and every chapter uh, one by one, and then you can do revision separately. The other method can be a topic-wise study, which can be much faster, but it has more risk. You can basically study on only those chapters which has the highest weightages. But then there's a risk that if less questions are asked from those chapters, because at times it can happen that they do not ask questions exactly to the according to the weights also. So it can be a problem. Yeah. Can you just focus on their study based on the weighing of topics and likelihood of rated questions on the CMT exam? Essentially, candidates focus their time and efforts on the heaviest weighted subjects and the chapters related to those topics. So basically, they focus on some particular topics which have the highest weightage. Yeah. While the second method is the most attractive, it will take the least time. But then we recommend to go with the linear study, and we can use topical study as supplement. We can use the topical study as your revision. When you are doing revision, then you focus, because at that time of revision you will have less time. At that time you focus on those chapters which have the highest weightage. But at least try to read the full entire curriculum for at least once or twice. Practical training and regularly reading price charts often helps in the performance. So we have seen that those students which regularly see charts. So what we recommend is that once you have read a chapter, or once we have covered a chapter or a topic in our class, then we recommend it that you see those concepts on the chart yourself. Okay, you will have entire 1 week's time to study yourself, and we will recommend that all the topics you see on the chart. That is very important. That is where your understanding will improve. Yeah, just by reading the book, you will not get you'll get the understanding, but then you have to see the implementation of that concept as well. So that will happen when you see the charts and the same topics. That, like if we see a RSI, then go see RSI. How it when the price goes up, what does the RSI do? When the price goes down, what does the RSI do? Try to see those things. When there is a divergence, then what happens? When there is a hidden divergence, then what happens? Try to see those things on the chart yourself. That will give you much more understanding than anybody teaching you. You are the best teacher of yourself. It is very important for you to understand that. Okay. So now we'll go to the second part of our presentation. So before that, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, there are some questions. I'll take them first. Yeah. Tell us about your coaching and training. I've already told you that our coaching is there. Your fees, our fees, I've told you it's 35,000 plus GST. Are all the levels objective? No, all the levels are not objective. Level 1 and level 2 are fully objective, and level 3 is like partly objective and partly short answer. Okay, so in level 3 there will be like around 20% will be objective questions, and 80% will be short answers. Okay, which you will have to type down. When is level 2 batch starting? Level 2 batch will start from 20, mostly it will start on 24th July, because we'll be awaiting for level 2 level 1 results. Till anybody has cleared level 1, nobody will join level 2, right? Unless you are a CFA. Okay, so level 2 approximately dates are around 24th July, because we expect that by 24th July the results will be out of level 1. Okay, so around 24th July, level 2 will start. Is it possible to option trading after CMT? I will not recommend that because CMT curriculum doesn't has too much knowledge about options trading. So I don't think that you can do options trading after CMT. There's a very, very small portion of options trading in CMT. I don't think that is possible. You'll have to like study options trading from somewhere else also. Okay. Can work experience substitute bachelor's degree or requirement? No. I don't think so, but you'll have to check. Maybe there is one provision of 5 years of experience. You have to check with the CMT Association. You can write email to CMT Association. You'll get the email address from their website. Okay, or you can ask Joel. At the end of the presentation, I have given the contact details of Joel as well. So you can check with Joel if it is possible. I think there was previous option of 5 years of experience. If you have, then bachelor's degree is not required. CMD is only about technical analysis. It's not only about technical analysis. I would say it also has a lot more things like risk management, asset allocation, uh, sector rotation, portfolio management, intermarket analysis, the asset relationships. There are a lot of things in CMT. What is the expected salary CTC after clearing CMT? Also, are there any job offered after clearing CMT level 1 and level 2? Okay. You can get jobs after level 1 and level 2, but it's difficult. With level 1, it will be little difficult. Level 2 is better. Okay, you'll get more options with level 2 if you have cleared level 2. And after CMT level 3, you can expect a job approximately around 6 to 8 lakhs a year annualized. That is what you can expect. What is the best course for option? Uh, you can check with the concept. They are very good with options. Or you can also check BSc website. My partner Vivek Garudia does a course at BSc on options. You can check that if there is something available now. And another can be like Santosh Pasi. He's an expert in options. So you can if he is offering some courses, you can check with him. Okay. Do you have to get some work experience in finance domain to apply for level 3? No, you can clear all the 3 levels without any experience, without any bachelor's degree. The only thing that will be where you will require it at the time of designation, you will require it. Okay, when you are getting the certificate at that time, you will have to have experience. So that happened with me. I cleared CMT level 3 in 2013, but I got my certificate in 2017 because I didn't have 3 years work experience in finance. Okay, so I was an accountant before that. So I had to wait for 3 years to get that experience. But after that, I got it. I don't have bachelor's degree. Does CMT guarantee of getting job? No, CMT doesn't guarantee for any job. There is no guarantee. Okay. Um, I don't have bachelor's degree. Uh, I'll I'll ask you to check with Joel. Okay, if he can help you with that. I think there is a 5 years experience requirement. But like it's a very, very difficult thing to for them also because how will how much experience they have. Okay, what material you provide? We'll provide short notes and we'll provide question banks. We have our own question banks. We'll provide that. And okay, can CMTs become portfolio managers or equity research analysts with big banks like CFAs? Yes, they do recruit CMTs at portfolio managers, but like it's like it will be better if you have both the degrees, okay, CMT and CFA, then you have a very, very high chance, okay, to get a portfolio manager's designation. Okay, so I think I have questions which are there. So there's one more question. Uh, do you have opportunity in the US market after completing? Yes, of course. In the US, CMT is originated from US only, so you do get opportunities in US market for sure. Uh, can I do CMT along with the job? Yes, you can do CMT along with your job. How many weekly effort is required? Yeah, very good question. What I will require, expect is that 4 hours you'll be attending the class. Okay. Other than that, if you give every day 2 hours, okay, that is weekly for 14 hours, then you should be okay. Then there should not be any issue in clearing CMT. Like 14 hours, if you give, that is around. If you see, you have around, as of now, you have 6 months, but even if I start after 1 month or after 15, 20 days, then also you have five months. So 5 months, you have around 24 weeks, 24 into 14 will be enough for you to clear. Okay. I have 20 plus years experience in finance. Is CMT from India valid in Canada or Australia also? Yeah. CMT is like basically it is not from India, it is from US. Okay. So you are in India, but CMT association is in US. So basically it's a certificate from US. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether you clear it from India or you clear it from Canada or you are cleared for Australia. It's the same designation from wherever you do. You test practice, we basically give you question banks and you have to with the answers you have to do it yourself and test yourself. It sounds like just any other pro course. Okay. It's like your assessment. Okay. Is the assigned percentage 75 in all levels? No, no, it's for level one, which I've said. Level two, maybe little. Level two will be somewhere around 70%, and level three will be somewhere around 60%. Okay, 60 to 65%. Okay. Is there a renewal requirement you complete CMT once you know? Basically, if you have to retain your designation and if you have to like use the CMT after your name, like Sovet Manjani CMT, then you have to pay $325 every year to the CMT association. But you get the designation in the first once you clear and once you have paid that $325 membership, then and for once you'll get the designation, you'll get the certificate, and after that, if you want to use your that CMT against your name, then you'll have to pay. Otherwise, you don't need to. Like it's up to your wish. Okay, we always recommend to pay the renewal fee because it's an advantage. How many CMTs are there in India? There are around live CMTs will be only 100, but people who have cleared CMT will be around 300 approximately. Those who have cleared all the three levels will be around 300. The around there will be 100 CMTs in India approximately. Okay. So we'll move to the next part, which will be the chapter-wise learning objectives. So what basically will be there in the CMT level 1 that we'll be discussing here. So I've already answered it. How much can we expect after completing CMT? I've already answered this. It's around 6 to 8 lakhs annually. Okay. Okay. We'll go to the second part. The first section, there will be around 6 sections in level 1. The first session is around about theory and history of technical analysis. The first chapter will be on the basic principles of technical analysis and determining the trend. Okay. This will cover defining trend and why trend is important for us, how to identify primary, secondary, and short-term and intraday trends. So it's very important to identify trends because trends are where we make money. Basic beliefs behind the art of technical analysis. So what are the concepts and why actually work? We have to understand that. The second chapter will be on Dow theory. That will be the history of the development of the history of the development of Dow theory. So how did the Dow theory came into concept? Okay, what are the basic principles of Dow theory, and what are the three types of trends under Dow theory as per Dow? The concept of confirmation in Dow theory and the role of volume in Dow theory. So uh, there is a concept of confirmation. How does that happen? And what is the importance of volume in Dow theory? Chapter 3 is on introduction of charts. How to use charts to summarize price action. Advantages of reviewing price information on charts on chart format. The four basic price points represented in charting. Basically, the four basic price of points are open, high, low, close. How to construct line, bar, and candlestick charts. So there are various types of charts. We'll be covering few of them: line, bar, candlesticks, and there are some others like point and figure, Fibonacci. That also will be covered. Okay. Describe data interval and define range and fractal. So what are the data intervals? How we can identify range, and what is the importance of fractal? Section 2 will be charts, trends, and patterns. This will be chapter 4 will be the introduction of charts. This will be part 2. Identifying the variables plotted on the axis in the conventional price chart. So how the variables are plotted, basically the price and the volume. Okay, price, volume, time. Differences between arithmetic and logarithmic scales and their usages. Methods of displaying volume in the chart price. So there are various ways to plot volume on the chart. So we'll be discussing how we can do that. Volume as an alternative to time on the x-axis of the chart. So we also can plot volume in place of time. Okay, so that also we'll see. Fifth chapter is on trends, the basics of trends, why trend identification is important to achieve profits, and methods to identify trends. Recognize an uptrend, downtrend, and a sideways trend. The concept of support and resistance will be covered here. Identifying significant reversal points, how we can expect the reversals at what points. Breakouts, stops, and retracements will be there in chapter 6. What are the tools to identify breakouts? What are the purpose for entry and exit stops, and the methods to using entry and exit stops. 7 chapters on moving averages, identifying trends using moving averages, methods for calculating simple and exponential moving averages, interpret directional movement indicators, basically directional movement indicators like ADX and positive DMI and negative DMIs. Characteristics of envelopes, channels, and bands. How we can use envelopes, bands, and channels. Chapter 8 is on bar chart patterns. This will cover patterns like chart patterns like triangles, flags, pennants, triple bottom, double bottoms, triple bottoms, head and shoulders. This chapter will also cover short-term patterns like flags and pennants. Short-term patterns is another chapter. Identifying reversals in long-term trend using short-term patterns. So how can we identify reversals in long-term trends by using short-term patterns? Types and significance of gaps that occur on price charts. So we all have heard about gaps in the price, but how they are important and how we can use them for trading. Implications of volatility on the appearance of wide range, and how volatility can be measured by seeing wide range bars and narrow range bars. Identify one and two bar reversal patterns, and how we can use one bar pattern, two bar patterns for reversals. The formation of and interpretation of common candlestick patterns and the basics of candlestick patterns will also be covered in this chapter. Introduction to volume analysis, chapter 10. Define volume and open interest. How volume provides information on liquidity and participation. How volume adds perspective to the price action. Chapter 11 is again on volume, the technician's decryption device, the implementation of volume changes for price trends, how volume is displayed in a volume at price chart, and defining VWAPs. Describe equivolume charts and how open interest rises and falls, and the implementation of open interest changes for the price trends. Chapter 12 is on again on volumes, an introduction to volume indicators. List the 7 types of volume indicators, types of data used in different types of volume indicators. Chapter 13 is on confirmations. Define terms including overbought, oversold, failure swing, divergence, and reversals. Indexes and oscillators designed to use volume as confirmation. Open interest and how it might be used for confirmation. The concept of momentum in price action and the characteristics of indexes and oscillators. Chapter 14 is on candlestick charts. Strengths and limitations of candle charts, individual candle lines, real bodies and shadows. How candles graphically depict the high, low, open, and close of trading periods. Identify candle confirmations of support and resistance. Chapter 15 will be covering point and figure charts. List the 3 important characteristics of point and figure charts, defining box size and reversal size, how point and figure charts are constructed, the importance of box size on the sensitivity of point and figure charts, identify common point and figure patterns, how trend lines are drawn on point and figure charts, and the concept of price targets attained by using horizontal and vertical counts. Then we move on to section 3, which is advanced concept in charting and trend analysis. Here the chapter 16 is on Elliott wave, introduction to Elliott wave. Define the motive wave and corrective waves, types of motive waves and corrective waves, label waves using standard Elliott wave notations, Fibonacci relationships as applied to Elliott wave analysis. Chapter 17 is again on Elliott wave trading. List the wave considered the most advantageous to trade. Describe trade signals associated with various wave patterns. Chapter 18 is on measuring market strength. Explain the concept of divergences. Identify signals of change in market breadth using the advanced decline line. The use of volume in measuring stock market strength. Identify measures of market strength from new highs and new lows data. Recognize market strength based on number of stocks priced above their moving averages. Chapter 19 is on cycle theory. 2 types of cycles and what are the types of cycles basically, and identifying the 3 characteristics of a cycle. Hurst's 7 principles of commonality. Define a composite wave and identify left and right transition. Describe a dominant cycle and the tools which aid in cycle identification. Chapter 20 is again on cycles. How the annual cycle confirms the cycle theory. 2 methods of detrading the price data. Common seasonal tools. Memorize notable economic cycles and their periods, sequences, and non-linear cycles. Now section 4 will be on market and market volatility. Chapter 21 is on market instruments, data, and technical analysis. Four types of asset classes available to technical analysis. Five tradable instruments that a technician is likely to employ. Data handling issues with which a technician should be familiar. Chapter 22 is on equities, equity securities, and the primary data types. The benefits of equities for investors, the effect of corporate action on the price data, classifying sectors, capitalization, and other ways to segment the market. Chapter 23 is on indexes. What are the major global equity indices? Which are the non-equity indices which can be used? Weighting methods used in major indices and defining the survivorship bias. Chapter 24 is on fixed income and bonds. The major types of issuers of bond securities, basic terms for a debt instrument, duration, maturity, coupon, and issuer. Explain the relationship between price and yield. Define yield curve. The importance of US government debt in the pricing of other debt securities, that is yield and spread. Chapter 25 is on futures. The purpose of futures market, classify various futures market as industrial, agriculture, financial, and so on. The major terms of a futures contract, open interest in futures, and challenges technicians face when using futures market data. Chapter 26 on exchange traded products. What is an exchange traded product? Differences between exchange traded funds and exchange traded notes. The uses of leverage ETFs, ETPs. Chapter 27 is on foreign exchange currencies. Identifying the base and code currencies in a pair. Classify currency pairs as major or cross. Explain the data used in building currency charts. Introduction to cryptocurrencies. Chapter 20 is on, 28 is on options. The purpose of options market, the major terms of an option contract, the describing Greeks, and identifying implied volatility. Chapter 29 is on understanding implied volatility, the difference between historical and implied volatility, the concept of put call parity, how implied volatility may be used to estimate price movement, calculate single day implied volatility. Chapter 30 is on VIX index, describing the VIX index, the implications of a rising or falling VIX index, how to calculate expected 30-day price movement. Section 5 is on behavioral finance and other theories of market dynamics. Chapter 31 covers what is the efficient market
Has left
hypothesis.
the meeting.
The basic concept of efficient market hypothesis, the three forms of efficient market hypothesis, the characteristics of stock prices as a martingale, how randomly generated output can appear non-random, identifying the three areas in which behavioral finance challenges the EMH. Chapter 32 covers the forerunners of behavioral finance, momentum strategies and mean reverting strategies, the general concept of value investing, why value investing is similar to mean reversion strategy. Chapter 33 talks about noise traders and the law of one price, the concept of fungibility, explain the arbitrage, describe noise and noise versus information, what defines a noise trader. Chapter 34 is again on noise trader and as technical traders, but technical traders are considered as a specific type of noise trader. The actions of technical traders as noise traders in the context of market valuation. Chapter 35 is on academic approaches to technical analysis, how technical analysis remains relevant despite EMH, how the adaptive hypothesis reconciles the EMH with technical and behavioral factors. Chapter 36 is on market sentiment and technical analysis. Defining sentiment as it relates to financial markets, general categories of informed and uninformed participants, the importance of the crowd, the challenges of using sentiment indicators. Chapter 37 is on sentiment measures from market data. VIX as a sentiment indicator, the use of options volume and open interest as sentiment indicators, the use of futures open interest in gauging sentiment, the primary, the three primary groups of commodity of commitment of traders report, define short interest, explain insider activity as a sentiment indicator.
Participant has
Chapter
joined the meeting.
38, sentiment measures from external data, the use of news and advisories as sentiment measures, explain the concept of contrary opinion, how mutual fund cash and other fund measures are used to gauging sentiment. Section 6 is on basic statistics for the technical analyst. Chapter 39, introduction of descriptive statistics, the three common measures of trend and tendency, that is the mean, median, and mode, which we have done in maybe the school and colleges. Internal method of calculating the mean and the uses, measures of dispersion, which is standard deviation and variance, the value of data and visualization as a complement to descriptive statistics. Chapter 40 is on introduction of probability, defining probabilities, the impact of the law of large numbers as a series on a series of outcomes, define random variable and the phase independent and identically distributed, describe a normal probability distribution, identify skewness and kurtosis. Chapter 41 is on objective rule and their valuation, how to distinguish an objective from subjective rule in technical analysis, the use of binary rules and individual or multiple thresholds, the difference between traditional rules and inverse rules, the difference between regular prices and de-trended prices. Chapter 42 is the last chapter. Chapter 44 will be the last. So chapter 42 is being right and making money. The four key characteristics of net Davis claims are common for two successful investors. 9 rules to consider when building a timing model, the logic of using moving averages as trend indicators. Chapter 43 is on model building process, the use of advisory services, opinion as a sentiment indicator, the difference between sentiment and valuation indicators, the main tools that Federal Reserve uses to adjust the money supply, interpret the likely results of changes in Fed monetary policy tools on market conditions, identify the outcome of good economic indicators reading and the likely influences of this news on stock prices, how moving average price of stock prices can be included in a forecasting model, how momentum indicators can be included in a forecasting model. Chapter 44 is the last chapter, which is on relative strength as a criterion of investment selection, defining relative strength, how relative strength is used, the value of relative strength study, and identify a correlation coefficient. So the entire syllabus, if we divide into topics and if we give percentages, then the chart development and analysis has been given a 47% weightage, where construction of charts has a 5% weightage, trend analysis has 16% weightage, chart and pattern analysis has 23% importance, and confirmation has 3%, which has like basic like breakup of 47%. Markets has been given for 21% weightage, where theory and history has been given 9% weightage. Markets have 5% weightage, and market indicators have 7% weightage. Technical investment strategies has 18% weightage. Within that, cycles have 5% weightage, and selection and decision has 13% weightage. System testing has only 5% weightage, and statistical analysis again has only 6% weightage, and ethics has only 3% weightage. Okay, which chapter we should focus? So basically, if you see the highest weightage is on the first 15 chapters. Okay, so they are the first, most important chapters. The next from 16 to 26 has around 17% weightage, and uh, the next chapters from 27 to 38 has around 23% weightage, and chapters from 38 to 44 has only 15% weightage. So if you see, the highest weightage is of the first three topics, okay, which has the highest weightage. Some of the study tips which we can give. So basically, there are three types of formulas that you will be seeing in technical analysis CMT program. The first will be calculating technical indicators. Second will be expected price movements, and the third will be performance metrics. So you do not need to memorize formulas for calculating technical indicators and performance. So the first and the third, you do not need to remember the formulas. Okay, but you will need to remember and understand the elements of the formulas. Okay, so what is the ingredient of the formula and how it is used? That is very, very important. Their purpose and function, why they have been created, and what is their usage, that you'll have to understand, because implementation is important, and what they require to be carried out. The formulas for expected price movement, however, will need to be memorized simply based on their functions. Okay, so you'll have to remember the second, which is the expected price movement, because they can ask you uh, to find targets based on point and figure charts, or based on patterns, or based on Fibonacci numbers. Okay, so you'll have to remember that targets and stop losses, all those formulas you'll have to remember. Okay. So this with this we have done with the second part. Any questions till now for the second part? Okay. No questions? Okay. So we'll move to the last part. Basically, this is a little bit of like my understanding of markets, which I've put it in this presentation. So basically, according to my understanding, there are four elements of price. Okay, the first is the trend, and trend is the strongest on higher time frames. Okay, so if we have to see the trend, I always recommend to see the biggest time frame, which is I generally use monthly time frame. Or if you want to use, you can also use weekly, but I do not recommend anything lower than weekly to see the trend. Okay, the major trends are there in month can be seen on monthly and weekly charts. Yeah, the second part of price is the cycle, and with cycles, if we understand the cycles, we can get the right timing, because cycles can help us identifying the entry and exit. The third part of the price is seasonality, and always remember the seasonality is annual in nature, and it has a recurring phenomena. It is like it will come again. Okay, it has a fractal nature. Okay, and the fourth element is the noise. So any noise is the highest on shorter time frames and lowest in higher time frames. So when we are seeing lower time frame charts like a 5 minute chart or 3 minute chart, you will have highest noise there. But when you are seeing a larger time frames like weekly and monthly, you'll get least noise. And noise is something which is most disturbing to us, because noise is where our stop losses get triggered, we get wrong entries, and we get wrong exits. So we have to avoid noise basically. To understand any indicator, always first see the behavior on monthly charts. Okay, so any indicator, if you want to understand that, because when I started technical analysis, even after clearing level 1, level 2, I didn't used to understand much about indicators, because sometimes price goes up, it goes up, Sometimes price goes up, but the indicator goes down. So I didn't used to understand why this happens and what it is doing. But as I get more experience, I understood more about the indicators. So the basic technical analysis or trading can be divided into two parts. Like although there can be various types of strategies or methods which we can use to make money in the market, but if you divide it into two parts, the two parts will be trend following and mean reversion. So trend following is like this. It continues to move higher and higher and higher and higher. Each time the low is higher, okay, and the high is even higher. Okay. Like what we are seeing in the market as of now. It's a very strong trend, right? And mean reversion is where the price remains in the range. It goes up, it's goes down, but again doesn't sustain those levels, again comes back, doesn't breaks down, again remains in that range only. So this is mean reversion. So money can be made in both ways. Money can be made in trend following strategies. Money can be made in mean reverting strategies as well. Okay, but we have to understand when the market and when and which market is in trend following mode and when and which market is in a mean reverting mode. So this is a chart of Bajaj Finance. Okay, and this is again a monthly chart as I recommended. Okay, and we can see this is a trend following uptrend, and here you can see this is 2009 lows, and see the trend of this stock. This is up to I think this is up to 2019 only. Okay, and understand this is the lower part is the RSI indicator, and this is a monthly RSI. If you see here, and these levels are 60 levels. Okay, so just see how beautifully the RSI has remained above 60, at least from this point. Like this is at around 100 rupees, and this stock was at 4,000 here. Okay, forget this part also. If I ignore this part also, once it went above 60 here, it remained above 60 for the entire period from 100 to 4,000. Is it very difficult to identify a trend with such a method? This is technical, right? We don't know the fundamentals at all. Okay, and this can be applied to any stock, any security. It can be commodity, currency, anything. Simple method. Okay. Extremely easy to see, but see it on monthly. You will not see any noise, right? Let's see a downtrend. Okay. Again, this is also trend following method, but this is a downtrend. This is a stock called Suzlon. Okay. Now this is 2008 high. It was at around 500 rupees somewhere. Okay. From 2008, how many people would have been buying Suzlon from 2008 till 2000? This is 2019 again. Okay. Many people used to buy Suzlon, right? But if you see, if you follow this monthly rule, okay, it never went above 60. If you see, this is the point where the value was 59.95. The stock never went above 60. Once it went, and these are the 45 levels. I generally follow 60, basically 70 and 45 levels. Okay. Once it went below 45, somewhere here, okay, at around 200 rupees, uh, till from 200 to 5 rupees, this is 5 rupees, right? This is a log chart. This is not a arithmetic chart. This is a log chart. That is why 200 and 5 rupees you can see here easily. Okay. So from 200 to 5 rupees, it was never a buy on a monthly chart. You can see it remained in the red zone. This is not, you can see it on your software also. Okay. And here again, from somewhere around 20 rupees or some or 18 or 18 odd rupees, it remained below that for the entire period, and it was never a buy. People were buying Suzlon, but as per my understanding, it was never a buy after 2008 January. This is January 2008, and once it went below 60, it was never a buy. Okay, no matter what news came in, Sun Pharma, Dilip Sangvi bought some stake in Suzlon, but it was never a buy. Technically, it was never a buy. and it remained with a lot of fund managers in their fund. And this is again the chart of Maruti Airtel. You can see here when the price here, you'll not believe the price was around 13 rupees. From 1300 to 13 rupees to 500, if you see, the RSI remained above 60 levels. Okay, all I think it is 70, but 60 looks okay. It remained above 60 for sure. And when it was, and after that, from 2008 till 2019, the stock has remained sideways. It has neither gone below 250 nor gone below above 500 levels. It has been remained in this range. And you can see the RSI remained in the range of 45 to 70. It never crossed 70 and it never went below 45 or never went below 30 levels. Okay. So this again stock was never a buy after 2008 fall. People have been buying our Bharti Airtel. They've been bullish, but the stock has not made money for any investors after 2008. So this is not a stock, and this can be seen. This is a pure mean characteristic. The price goes down, comes back, again comes down to the same levels, again moves up, again moves down, again moves up, again moves down, again moves up. It has been remained in this box, right? A box of 250 rupees to 500 rupees. Okay. So with this stock, you will not make big money. Maximum what we can make is that even if you buy at the lowest price, you'll buy at 250. And even if you exit, you'll exit at 500. You will never make more than that. Okay. So this is one simple thing which I wanted to show with you all. With this, I have done with my presentation. Uh, I wish all of you success in your studies. Okay. CMD level 1 will be the first step in your journey and professional career. You can get more details about CMT on the CMT Association's website. Okay, this is the link. If you want, I can share it in the chat box. Okay, and more details you can get it on our website as well about us. You can visit the website www.com. Okay, these are the details about me. Okay, these are my numbers. Like my number will not be working after 16th June. Between 16 June to 27 June, I will not be available. Okay. So you can connect Alap. Okay. Uh, I'll share his number, or it's the number is there on our website also. Okay. So you can get the details from there. Okay. And if you have any queries about CMT Association, you can connect with Joel. You can note down his number. Okay. Any other questions you have, you can ask me. You can also unmute yourself, or you can ask me to unmute you.
Hi, Sovit, this is Sachin here.
Yes, Sachin, tell me.
I just would like to ask one question. From past 4 to 5 years, the structure of CMT was very volatile. Like they were changing the each and every year they were changing their contents.
Okay.
So is there right now they have stopped or they have like updating each and every year? Like I have seen level 1 content of 2008 and right now is totally different. It's actually 2008, 2009 or 2012 pass outs. They don't know anything about the current content. It's totally
Okay.
different, right?
Okay.
So have they
Okay.
stopped doing any updation? It's up to date right now, or like
No.
if we enroll today for CMT level 1 and for
Hmm.
CMT level 22, the level 1 will be changed.
See, understand, markets are ever evolving. So they also have to adjust with that. They cannot be stagnant. If you are stagnant, you are out of the business. Okay.
Yes.
So I think what they are doing is right, and that will happen there, and it has been happening, and it will always happen. Okay.
Mhm.
Even if you see CFA curriculum or any other CA curriculum, everything changes, and it has to evolve with the new concepts which comes in. Okay.
Mhm.
So we cannot be stagnant. So
No, I'm
we
not
cannot give
talking about
any.
stagnation, but like it's like totally different thing. So it is like okay, 1 2 chapters is it is okay, but they have like been very volatile. Because you are a teacher, you know better than me. It's just my observation. So
So
this
I
actually this has
think
stopped
it's
me.
not that
This,
volatile, and it is not stopped.
Mhm,
It has happening. It has been happening. Okay.
mhm,
I would say that this will continue for another 2 3 years till that time
mhm,
they get their own syllabus. Like still in their curriculum, if you see, a lot of chapters are from other books, books of
mhm.
other authors like Perry Kaufman, Charles Kirkpatrick. Okay. So
Right.
once they have they design their own curriculum, then I think the changes will be less. That may
Mhm,
happen in the next 1 or 2 years. After
mhm,
that, maybe it will not be that volatile. But still, I
mhm,
think it is not that volatile because like changing 2 3 chapters in a year is not a big difference. Okay.
mhm.
And I think personally, I think that it is required also because the concepts are changing. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see,
that is
previously
absolutely okay. But
options was not so common. Now
yeah,
everybody is
yeah, actually.
talking about options.
Hmm.
Okay, and if its option is not there in the syllabus, like people say that what type of a study is this? If you're in the
Hmm.
stock market, you should also have options into your syllabus. So
Right.
it will keep evolving. Previously, technical these systems were not there, strategies were not there.
Right.
Your uh, s- um systematic
Like in
tools were not there.
2015-16, I think they were having only four books. And
Like,
just you have to read the four books, and
hmm.
it was like okay, yeah,
Well, that
CMT
was for
level one
level
to level
one, 4 books.
level one.
Right
Yeah,
now,
that was
now
level
there's
one.
only
Yeah.
one book, so it's better, right?
Hmm.
Now you have to read only one book. That is of
Yeah.
600 pages. At that time, when I cleared in 2013, I had to
Hmm.
use 4 books, and believe me,
Right.
I had read only 3 books.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get time to read the fourth book.
Right.
But luckily, I cleared. That was luck, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Hmm.
at that time in level one, I had to read 2,000 pages. Now it's only
Hmm.
600 pages,
Right.
and it's of relevant material.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Any other questions?
No,
Yeah,
thank
hi
you.
Sunil, this is Pawan here.
Yeah, Pawan. Yeah,
So Sunil, Pawan here. Okay. So
Pawan.
my
Yeah, yeah,
question
Pawan.
was like, what is the passing percentage? And this like
For
level
level
one.
one, I would they say
No, no,
they
no.
don't
The
declare any
overall,
percentage for clearing.
how many people
Okay.
do get passed? Like out of 100 appearing, 2% gets passed or
So they
5% gets
don't
passed.
declare that.
And
They don't declare that. But as per my understanding, people giving level one, at least 50% of them pass. At least I would say.
so
I
because
do not know
because
the exact numbers.
my question was because you said that it is present for almost 2 to 3 decades.
Right.
And in India, we have only 100 live people and 300 CMT pass people. So, is there
Right.
anything whereby people don't get passed or they don't appear, or what's the reason?
So it depends. Like see, every field, people get evolved. Yeah. And like many people have passed, but they have not like continued with that designation because they do not pay that $325 annual fees. Okay, so there are around 300, as I say, around 300 pass people. And another issue in India basically is that um, in India we CMT is not selling basically. Well, like if you have a CFT designation and another person has a CFA designation, people recruiters will recruit CFA. That's the problem. Although they also know that the technical analysis works much better than fundamental analysis. In short term, you cannot use fundamental analysis. You have to use technical analysis. Okay, but this is how the job market is. Okay, but in reality, I think fundamentals do not work that well, and technicals work much better. And I'm seeing this change is happening slowly and gradually. I think people will accept it, and technical analysis will have its own advantage. And as of now, if you see that last understanding which I had, and there were almost more than 3,000 people appearing for CMT level one in this December attempt, this June attempt. Okay,
Hmm.
so now the people are getting involved in CMT because previously, if you see, CMT didn't had a proper office in India. Okay, now
Okay.
they have a proper office. They have three people working in India. Okay, previously there was no one. Okay, so there was not much like people were not able to reach out to CMT. Like they will always think that ये तो अमेरिका का है, तो they were not able to reach out to CMT. Now it's more accessible. So
Got it.
as we go forward, I'm sure there will be more people being CMT.
Okay. So basically, you're saying India might have more than 100 or 300 people, what you said
Yeah,
in
yeah.
reality.
And if you see, India is the second biggest this like in all around the world. US has the most number of CMTs, and second is India, who are giving CMT exams basically as of now. So
Okay.
India has beaten Canada. Canada was second. Now India is second, and Canada is third. That is why they
Okay.
are focusing more on India.
Got it.
Any other questions?
No, thanks. Thanks, sir.
Thanks. If there are no questions, then we'll wind up for the day. And I'll just,
Hi, so with Mayur here.
yeah, Mayur.
I just wanted to actually understand between these two courses, the CMT and CFT, which is better?
Which one? CMTN?
CFT,
CFTE.
yeah.
Okay. I think if you have cleared CFT level 2, then you can just get CFTE certification just by paying, I think, around $500 if you pay. You get CFT designation. So that itself says that CMT is superior than CFTE,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yeah. And
So
when you mentioned on a personal level, I wanted to learn options trading at a deeper level. You were
okay,
mentioning some of the institutes or some of your colleagues. I mean, I personally
right,
could not actually catch that because your volume was not very clear. Can you please
right.
repeat that so that I can write it down?
Yeah. So you can check with BSc website.
Mhm.
Okay, BSc has conducts these classes on options. You can check. My partner Vivek Garodia does classes at BSc of options. Okay, so you can check there on the BSc website. Another option is Concept. If you have heard about Concept, it's like
No.
Q U A N T S A P P. Okay, you can just search on Google Concept. They do courses on options. And another person, and Concept, you must have heard about Shubham Agrawal.
Oh,
So
concept. Okay.
he's also a CMT.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, okay. So Shubham Agrawal, you can check him. He does conduct classes of options. And another person, well-known person, is Santosh Pasi. Okay, okay. You can get these courses and Learn app. If you have heard about Learn app,
Yeah.
okay, you can check Learn app also. Okay,
Mhm.
so these are some places where you get genuine uh, courses.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I'm putting down the links for PDF which you can download, okay, to know more about the course. And yeah, you can also get 10% early bird discount by using this promo code. Okay, so I'm putting that also. Okay, if you are interested, you can do that. Okay, and I will not be available from 16 to 26th. So my colleague Alaf will be there. I can put his number also here. I'll just Alaf, can you put your number on the group? 1 second on the chat. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll put.
yeah. 938833057333. Okay, so This is Alap. You can connect with him. Okay, if you have any issues, okay, you can all connect with him. Sorry. Okay. Any other questions?
Good evening, sir. This is Lakshmi.
Yeah, Lakshmi.
I just want to ask, as this CMT level 1
Participant
registration will be
has
going to
left the
start from
meeting.
tomorrow, so will you be helping for the registration process, because I am applying this for first time?
Yes, yes. We helped all the students for registration. If you have any issues, we can help you with that. No issues.
Okay, for that purpose, to whom I should contact?
So I'll help you. Like we have time up to 9th August, right? So 9th of August, the prices will remain the same. If you see here, up to 9th
Hmm.
August, the prices will remain the same. So I'll be back on 27th June. So anytime after that, you can connect me. You have my number, right? You can connect me
No,
and
can you
I'll
please?
help you out.
A
Okay, my
participant has joined the meeting.
okay, one second. 7977274416. Okay. So this is my number. Yeah, 7977274416. After 27th, you can connect me and I can help you. Whether you join the course or you don't join the course, I can help you this registering for the CMT exam. Don't worry about that.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Three people should refer. That is required for getting the designation. Okay, once you clear all the three levels, then you'll require sponsorship from three CMTs. So you don't worry about that. That is my job. I'll even if you don't take classes from me, just connect me after clearing all the three levels. I'll get that done for you. Don't worry. Anything else?
What is the difference between members and non-members?
Basically, if you become a member, then you get some rights. Like you get the access to their like website, and on the website there are a lot of videos and podcast and everything is available. Okay, so you get access to that, and also they do an yearly annual meeting called the CMT India chapter, this India symposium. Okay, so you get discount for that, or you may get free also. Like last time they had kept it free because it was online. Before that, it was offline. It was in a hotel in Mumbai, and there you got a discount of almost like I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact discount, but all the members got a huge discount, almost a 30-40% discount. Okay, so those are some benefits you get. You also can attend CMD chapter meetings. You also get access to their Discord channel. I think Discord channel is there in this presentation. If you all are interested, you can join the Discord channel of CMT India. This is the Discord channel link. Okay, go cmtassociation.org/discord. Okay, so this is the official community of CMT members. So you can be a member of this Discord group as well. Okay, there's no charges for that. Even if you're not CMT, if you're not planning to do CMT, then also you can be a part of this community.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah, the recording of this webinar will be available maybe by tomorrow night. It should be there on YouTube. We'll upload on our channel you can search Dharmaniti Education. Dharmaniti Education, you can search, or I can just. So there you will get after by tomorrow night you should get this, or even we'll send an email to all the people who have registered for this. Okay, so you'll get an email also. But even if you don't get the email, either you follow me on Twitter, on LinkedIn. You will I will post it in on Twitter's. Definitely I'll post. So you can get the link from there also, or you can just search on YouTube with Dharmaniti EDU. You will get that, or I'll just put the link of the channel also on the chat box. Youngest CMT age in India till now, I don't know, but I remember like Rahul Mudaliar, I think, but he has not got the designation as of now. But he cleared CMT while he was studying BCom. So he cleared, but he didn't get the designation because he and even Tahir Adenwala was also my student, and he also cleared CMT while he was studying. But they didn't get the designation because they didn't have the experience. Okay. So because of that, 3 years of experience is required in finance. Okay. So this is the channel link. Okay. You'll get the video on this channel by tomorrow night. I will try to put it today only, but let's see. But it will take some time to process the video. That's why we say it by tomorrow night. Okay. Any other questions? You can subscribe to this channel so that anytime we upload a video, you can get a notification of that. We also post some informative videos on this channel. We also post some strategies. Okay, so you can view some of the videos on the channel if you like. Okay, so I assume there's no more questions, so we'll wind up for the day. Okay. After 12th standard, we can go for lovely. Yeah, you can go after 12th standard. You can or give all the 3 exams. Even level 3, you can give before your graduation. 3 years experience plus three CMT is required. Yes, 3 years experience, 3 CMT sponsorship is required. Sponsorship, don't worry. The issue can be with experience, but sponsorship should not be a problem. Akhilesh, I didn't get your question. Level 1, what level 1? Yeah, for level 1, yes. Yeah, both are required. 3 years experience plus three sponsorship. 3% sponsorship. 3 CMT sponsorship, yes. Okay, we'll wind up. Thank you everybody for attending this session. It was a long session, almost 1.5 hours. Yes, thank you for hearing me patiently.